Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it, and also helping me set up. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Hi, my name is Arcisa Jackson, and I am the owner and lead artist of Harajuku Tattoo. And I'm Jacksonville's first Black woman tattoo shop owner.
That's amazing. So how did you get started as a tattoo artist?
So I got started in 2007 when I was in college, and at the time I really liked piercings.
Okay.
I didn't really like tattoos,
Mm-hmm.
but I went to the shop to get one of my piercings changed, and they happened to have a now hiring sign for an apprentice, which is like very fucking rare in the tattoo world. And I already had a portfolio since I was going to school for art, and it kind of fell in my lap, to be honest with you. And I was like, well, I really needed a job. So I was like, okay, cool. I need a job. You're hiring. What's up?
There you go. Awesome. That's awesome.
But I didn't know that I was going to be working for free for a year.
Oh, wow. So they didn't disclaim that beforehand. They just kind of were like, we're hiring, but we're not paying for
I just didn't know that's like what an apprenticeship is.
Gotcha.
Like it's pretty common.
Yeah.
Common practice.
Mm-hmm.
You're not, no one's going to pay you to learn.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you want to work at this shop in particular?
At Harajuku?
Yeah. What started your journey here?
Oh, okay. So, how I got to the place to create Harajuku Tattoo was that I noticed that at most shops that I was at, I was always a minority. Like, I'd be the only girl or the only Black person. And my aesthetic and just the type of person I am I just kind of stood out in a way that made me feel like I never was part of the shop family. You know, as you see, my shop's like really cute and like calm and peaceful, and most shops aren't like that, and that's really what I felt like I needed to thrive.
Okay.
So I decided that I probably wasn't gonna find that, and then I'd have to make it myself.
That's amazing. I really like that.
Okay. So yeah, I'm originally from Japan.
Okay.
And hence where the name Harajuku Tattoo comes from. And the reason why I chose Harajuku is because Harajuku is known for its super unconventional, like hyper individualism. And I want to talk about the reason behind that.
Okay.
Okay, so Japan is very homogenous. Like everybody's the same color, they'll have dark skin, and because it's so homogenous, and their school system is like, what's it, Spartan school system, like very strict. Yeah. So the youth in Japan flock to Harajuku where they can be individuals, and that's where they want to be set apart from each other because everybody looks the same. And that's one of the reasons why people like tattoos so much. Because they want to express themselves, they want to have that individuality. And like one of the things that I like about Harajuku is there are multiple subcultures. Yeah. Like there's just like a new subculture every day. And the fact that they unapologetically appropriate cultures and nobody says shit about it. I fucking love that. Yeah. So that's another reason why I love Harajuku, because they're just like, they don't just like appropriate it. They appropriate it and then they bastardize it and make it their own. I love that. They're just like, yeah, we might have got the idea from you, but we turned it into a whole monster of a something else, and now it's Harajuku.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
It's its own thing.
I remember visiting there. I went to Japan about 2 years ago.
Oh, cool.
And I got to visit there, and I remember that being one of my favorite places.
So you got to go to Harajuku?
It was
my God, so
different, and just seeing everybody with their own kind of style, their own, personality, and because we went from being in kind of a residential area where there's businesses and everybody looks the same, everybody's all going to work, and we get off the train and we're walking and we enter right into Harajuku, and there's all of these people in just different clothing, different styles, and I thought I entered a whole new world.
I know, it's so
futuristic. It was so crazy. I loved every second that I was there.
Dude, that right there, that feeling is what I am hoping to bring here.
I love that.
To America.
Yeah.
Like, people come, and you know what? I really wish that, like, low-key, not so low-key, that I had a TV show where I can showcase my clients, because it's become a tradition for people to come to my shop in full aesthetic wear.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
It's like an unspoken tradition. I love it. So I'm just like, I need to capture this.
I feel like, because when I heard Harajuku, I'm wondering if, like, you've had any clients that come in and they're wearing their own aesthetic, they're wearing their own outfits. That's great.
It's so beautiful.
And it's kind of like an unspoken thing. Like, if you go to Harajuku Tattoo, like, you have to kind of walk in and be wearing what screams you.
Yes.
Because that's how, I feel like that's what this is all about.
That is. And then, like, their tattoo that they get, it represents their aesthetic.
That's great.
On top of that, like, I'm also an astrologer.
Okay.
So I've been studying astrology for 11 years. Wow. And I use that to help design my custom designs. So not only do I have an idea of your aesthetic, I also infuse your astrological makeup, so your design is, like, super custom.
That's amazing. So what advice would you give to someone who wants to pursue this as a career? Someone who wants to be a tattoo artist, or even one day an owner of their own shop?
You know what, I get this question a lot. Like, I want to say almost on a weekly basis, someone's asking me how. So I'm gonna see if I can remember, because I just made a whole video about this. Alright, so the advice that I would give is to have a portfolio prepared with a variety of different mediums, and to have some examples of American traditional art, because that's the foundation for the type of designs that you're going to be doing during your apprenticeship. And humble yourself, because the tattoo industry is not a conventional field. There is no human resources or, like, labor rights or anything like that. It's a completely, like, at will to work type deal, you know? Yeah. So all that PC shit out the window. Like, you know, I'm not saying that, like, be prepared to experience abuse, but to be honest with you, you probably are going to, if not from your, you know, workplace, from the clients. Okay. Because this is, like, a really tough industry. Like, you literally need to have tough skin. Yeah. Because you're getting tattooed and doing tattoos, and you're hurting people, and you gotta not let that affect your work. Okay.
That's pretty understandable. I mean, I feel like in any business, you know, whether it is tattooing or anything that is, you know, an artist journey, is something you have to have some kind of backbone. Like, you have to be strong as a person. Like, people are going to come and say, I don't like your work, and take it with a grain of salt, because you can't always please everybody. So
you definitely can't.
A matter of opinion, you know, can't. Because, I mean, I feel like you wouldn't be here where you are today if one person just tore you down, and for you to be here and
multiple people have to do it,
and for you to be like you said, a female Black-owned shop is just absolutely incredible. And
thank you.
I absolutely love it. I love everything about this shop.
Dude, let's talk about that, the criticism part of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally up to you. Yeah. Okay,
so with tattooing, like, this is what one of my doctors told me when I told him that I work as a tattoo artist. He's like, oh, people pleaser job. And I was like, what? Wow. I was like, I'm a people pleaser job? That shit was so crazy to me. But there's a little bit of truth in that, but also not at the same time. Because yes, you are providing a service for people and you want to make them happy, but at the same time, like, you, in my opinion, I feel like I thrive when I'm being authentic. Like, and being authentic in the tattoo industry is something that is really commonplace. I want to say a lot of people in the tattoo industry have, like, really strong personalities. They're, like, unapologetic. So when my doctor told me people pleaser, I was like, you might have a doctor's degree, but you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because I know a lot of tattoo artists who do not care about how you feel about what they do, and they will let you know to their face. So yes, authenticity is a really big part. And, like, the criticism that comes with it, it's, like, good and bad. Because like, some of it is constructive, because you want to be able to better serve your clientele. But also at the same time, a lot of the criticism comes from people who are not artists, who are not professionally trained.
Who don't understand.
Yes, they don't understand, like, the ins and outs of the industry or of the trade, and you have to not let that get to you. Yes. It's not constructive.
It'll make you grow as a person. You know,
Yeah.
I always found that taking negative comments or, you know, not the greatest opinions or the greatest feedback and putting that and pushing myself towards something better and greater, rather than just taking one harsh criticism and never wanting to touch my work again.
That's true. You gotta let your haters be your motivators.
Exactly.
I feel so weird to say that with confidence, because I'll be honest with you, during my journey, not most of the time, but a lot of the times, my haters broke me the fuck down.
Yeah.
So much. I cried so much, even publicly. So I don't want anybody to get the idea that I'm like, oh, I was tough from day one.
Yeah.
No, huge sensitive crybaby. Sensitive crybaby, yes. And like now I'm like, I'm fucking tough, but like no, I still cry.
And I feel like that also makes you humble, saying that, you know, like I wasn't as tough as I am now. I got to that point because of what I went through, and you know, because just like you said, humble yourself.
Yes, I think people need to hear that, because a lot of the like people that they see out here in the media, everybody presents themselves as so detached and so tough, like they never want to show vulnerability, and I hope that I can make that more like normalized, because it's normal to feel things and to be vulnerable, and it's really fucking toxic for people to think that you shouldn't show any type of vulnerability on your way to success, because that is what makes you human. Yeah, exactly. It is.
So I guess kind of getting more into the technical aspect of with COVID and everything, how has it impacted your shop at all?
Okay, so when COVID first hit, it's interesting because like the tattoo community is kind of like a bunch of pirates. You know, like we have the health department that regulates us, but we're mostly like sovereign to a certain extent. So some of us, you know, we were forced to close down, and some of us did not have that option because we don't have government assistance. And like a lot of us are like working tattoo to tattoo, you know, and that's like just what we know. So me personally, I did shut down for like 2 months, and this is why I moved into a smaller place. Like I was really fortunate that this little shop opened up next door to me, so I was able to kind of hunker down until they opened up again. But to be honest with you, COVID has actually, I don't want to say helped, but it did not slow me down. It
That's
really
good.
didn't. Because we're considered like minor surgery, we already have like background knowledge on certain pathogens. We use medical equipment, and we already have like sanitizing procedures. Like this is just like part of our job. And a lot of people feel really safe coming here because of that. And there really isn't like a whole lot of recreational things to do, especially when like COVID first hit. So this is like all that people could do.
People wanted to come and get tattoos. So are so you're strictly just tattoos? You guys don't do piercings?
Piercings, no. Just tattoos. Maybe in the future, but for now, we're just doing tattoos.
Do you incorporate any of your own artwork into any clients' tattoos, or is it just all kind of like stuff they come in with, or is it a mix of stuff?
So, well, I do custom work, but mostly I infuse my style into it, because that's why people choose me. At least that's what I would think, because there's like a whole lot of other artists out there that don't mind doing exactly what you want. But that's not what I'm gonna do. It has to be custom, because like then it would just defeat the purpose of my shop.
I feel that. That's totally understandable. I mean, and then like as you first walk in, you can just kind of see the whole aesthetic, and I mean, I felt instantly calm coming here. I absolutely loved it.
I like when
if I could, I would definitely get a tattoo today. If I could, I definitely would.
I know your parents are like, not yet. No, you're still under my roof.
Is there anything else that you would like to add?
Okay, about like the tattoo industry. You know what? I do want to add something, because I recently experienced something on TikTok that has been I want to say stressful, So recently, I became TikTok famous overnight.
All right.
Because I introduced myself and like what I do, and I had somebody ask me if I do color tattoos on darker skin, and I showed some examples of my work, and a lot of people were like, "These people aren't even that dark. I want to see like Wesley Snipes dark," and I was just like, "Okay, well, I'll show it to you when I'm ready," because I am a business owner. I'm not on my phone all day.
Yeah.
And this one person did a duet. You know what a duet is on TikTok when they like do a commentary on it.
Right. They'll do like a side by side and add their takeaway or their reaction to it. Yeah.
And this person said that I was racist and that I was colorist because I don't have examples of color tattoos on super dark skinned people. And this is something I notice people will do to tattoo artists. Like I'm not the first person who's has this
because I've seen it on my For You of people attacking other tattoo artists, saying like, why aren't you showing more colored people? And I feel, me personally, and you could totally correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like it depends on your clientele. Who you have come in and who you have tattoo is completely who walks through that door. It's not like you can. You don't have control over the type of clientele. But I want to go ahead and clear this up because I made a long post about it and a video where I was explaining to people the science of how tattoos work and also like which colors show up well on darker skin and which ones don't and why. And also I want to add that I'm half black. My last name is Jackson. I felt like that's an obvious one. And also have Asians, so I guess some people consider me racially ambiguous to be able to say that I'm racist even though I'm black, or colors, which is total horse shit. But anyway, so the way that tattoo color works with your skin is that there's like 2-3 layers of skin, and then you have like your subcutaneous, you have your dermis, your epidermis, your subcutaneous tissue, and then you have your muscle. When you are doing a tattoo, you're injecting it into the epidermis, and then a layer of the dermis heals over your tattoo. Okay. Now, whatever your skin color is gonna tint your tattoo. Your tattoo's not actually fading unless you don't take care of it while it's healing. It's not fading. What's happening is that layers of skin are going on top of your tattoo. Like there's this one video, or not video, like a picture that has been circulating amongst the tattoo community of a guy who burned himself with a tattoo, like on his tattoo. And when it started peeling, you could see the fresh tattoo underneath it. Yeah. All that color. So your tattoos don't actually fade. It's just that the skin is growing on top of it. Yeah. So I tried to explain this to the people who were criticizing me, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say this, most of them were black people. And they were telling me that I should stop tattooing, that I'm not professional, that I'm racist, and like that I have something against dark-skinned people, which is total horse shit. Because I did show examples of like dark-skinned people that I tattooed, and I used a ring light. Yeah. And I had a picture of her without the ring light, and people were like, that's not the same person, even though I do custom tattoos. Yeah. So am I gonna do the same tattoo exactly on somebody else? It just doesn't make any sense. But like that's how it is sometimes. Like people, when they decide that they don't like you, like no amount of logic is gonna change their mind. Yeah. But I'm saying this on behalf of other tattoo artists because I feel like it's not fair that people are calling them like racist just because of the scientific limitations of tattoos. Yeah. Like yellow's not gonna show up on somebody who's dark skinned. Orange, all those warm tone colors are not gonna show up well. Yeah. Colors that do show up well are cool tones. I call them jewel tones. Yeah. Like amethyst, sapphire, ruby, emeralds, and a lot of contrast is needed so that it can bring out the colors in dark skin. Yeah. Now, why some tattoo artists don't show dark skin photos of color, it's probably because a lot of dark skinned people, when they do get the color tattoo, they're not happy with it and they don't post it. Yeah. I like put it on the post. I was like, hey, you guys, show me some examples of your dark skin color. A lot of people were like, yeah, I learned that lesson. Yeah. I wish that I would have seen this sooner. And it's not being racist, it's not being colorist. Like there's ways to do it. Just some tattoo artists know and some don't. Yeah. And I feel that's what separates you from other tattoo artists is that you are going to be straightforward and very honest with your clients when they walk in. And that's what anybody needs. That's what anybody needs as a tattoo artist, as a hairstylist, as a piercer.
Exactly.
Is that if you're not going to be honest with your client and you're just going to give them what they want, and it doesn't come out how they want it, then they turn around and they put it back on you.
Exactly. They're going to say that's a reflection of your professionalism.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And then you can decide if you want to spend money on it.
Yeah.
Also, another thing I want to add, some people, like, they may have varying skin textures and like color may not show up on them with just one pass. And they have to come in for multiple sessions to saturate the color, especially if you have darker skin.
And that makes sense. That really does make sense. I think I'd rather want a tattoo artist that's going to say, hey, come back for another session and we'll go over it again and make sure that it's vibrant.
Yes.
You know, I'd much rather that, and then, you know, years down the road, if it doesn't look well, then I'm going to be like, well, I regretted not going back and getting it.
Yeah, or that person may be like, oh, they didn't know what they were doing. But like, if you have like really coarse, like thick skin, that may, remember that skin, it grows over in layers. So you may have to inject more pigment into the layers. So that's also something that I would like people to know. I would like this to become common knowledge so that people can have better tattoos.
And I really appreciate all of that. I mean, because anybody who may be looking for getting a tattoo, because I know I just learned a whole lot of stuff.
Cool.
You know, beforehand. You know, I always said, yeah, I want to get a tattoo, but never really knew the nitty-gritty stuff that went into actually getting one.
Yeah.
So I feel well informed, and hopefully a lot of others will too.
Good.
I really do appreciate your time and answering all of my questions, and also just adding more insight into the tattoo industry.
Yeah, I'm glad that I can, because like a lot of tattoo artists, like I've had some friends, when I told them about what happened to me, they were like, don't try to normalize the tattoo industry. Like, this, it's the way it is for a reason. Yeah. And I do understand that, but it's directly affecting me, and I'm like, I have to do something about this, because like, I'll be honest with you, I have a history of being bullied, and this incident really caused me to stand up for myself and also stand up on the behalf of other people. It's like multiple takes on why this needs to be said. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people who are just like misinformed or who are being like wrongfully accused. Yeah. And I feel, as somebody who is a part of the tattoo industry, as an artist, you know, sitting back and just saying, well, I'll let somebody else do it. You took the initiative action and said, no, I'm going to say something. I'm going to do something about it. And I feel like, as somebody who is Black, like, I'm probably one of the more qualified candidates to talk about this. Yeah. Yeah. Because I feel it would be a lot different if, you know, say a white artist were saying it, because they may not get taken as seriously. Definitely. Versus a person of color who says, no, wait a minute, let me clarify, let me inform you, and so that way you understand what's going on. So. Absolutely. Do you mind kind of walking us through like your tattoos and what inspired you to get them? Okay. Well, let's talk about the one on my chest, the obvious one. This one's actually a cover-up. Okay. It used to say, I am creativity, like a very bold statement. And I was like, damn, that's super bold. I can't believe I did that, you know what I mean? So I covered it up. But in hindsight, like, although it may have been far from humble, I do think it's true though, because like I do a lot. Yeah. So there's that, and then I got these cherry blossoms. I got this during my apprenticeship. Most of these are during my apprenticeship. So I got the diamond from Tokidoki. Okay. Simon Legno, I think that's his name. Yeah. It's actually Italian, but he does Japanese style art. And then here I've got the planets, because like I said, I love astrology. I've got the, I think there's like 9 of them. And then this one right here, it's a letter from the universe. It's a thank you letter. Aww. Thank you, universe, because I'm a big believer in the law of attraction. And gratitude is how you bring things into the present. Okay. And this is also a cover-up. This was actually where my first tattoo was. Let's talk about my first tattoo. Okay. So remember I was talking about my apprenticeship? Yes. Okay, so during my apprenticeship, I liked piercings. I didn't like tattoos because they're permanent, and I didn't like the fact that like I had to have it forever. And my mentor was like, listen, no one wants to eat from a skinny chef. You're gonna have to get a tattoo. And I was like, all right. So I just picked something out of the flash book.
Yeah.
And I got these 3 stars of like the Rasta colors because I was a huge pothead at the time.
Okay.
I had just started smoking weed. Like the most unoriginal design ever. And it was right here, and there's 3 stars right here, so I got it covered up, but like I designed something and had one of my coworkers cover it up for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and this one right here is by one of my mentors, Dwayne Craftman. He did that for me during my 3rd apprenticeship.
Okay.
3 of these bitches. And I don't know if you'll be able to see the ones on my legs.
Yeah.
But here, let me see if I can stand up. This one is the first one I did on myself. It's my constellation, Sagittarius.
Okay. That's so cool.
And this is one that I got from Will Atkins. The bamboo banger earrings, which is part of my logo, because I want people to know I'm black.
Yeah.
I'm a black woman. Yes. Okay, quarantine tattoos. So
the best kind.
Yes, during the lockdown, you know, I didn't want to get rusty, so I tattooed some strawberries and some strawberry blossoms on myself. And I don't know if you can really see that all too well, but it's Sanrio, Kuromi, and my melody. I didn't really take good care of this one because I was feeling a little sad, and I went in the ocean with a fresh tattoo. Don't do that. Oh God, yeah, don't do that. I was like really embarrassed. I was like, I tell people not to do this shit on a daily fucking basis.
I'm doing it, yeah.
And now I did this shit. I was like, well, obviously I'm not perfect. I want y'all to know that.
Yeah.
I'm not. I do my best though.
Yeah, stay humble. Yeah.
Yes, I don't want anybody to get that idea, because when you pretend that you got your shit together all the time and you fuck up, that fall is so painful.
It's so bad. It's really bad.
It is. I'm like, I want you to know I'm not perfect off rip. So when I fuck up, that's normal.
Yeah.
That is normal, and I'm not gonna beat myself up about it either.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are. Oh, and here's one more. This one's actually my favorite. I have a little magic wand.
That's super cute. I've known people that they get like rulers on their fingers, like if they do measuring, and my favorite one is the notepad on their wrist.
I also like that.
Little to-do lists and stuff.
And I've seen people do that as well. I probably would, because like list is my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I can never find like paper or a pen, and I'm like, and then I'll just do it on my wrist, but then it doesn't look good, you know, because it's like going down. I write like at an angle if I don't have line stuff.
Oh yeah, same. Did you know that the angle that you write in, like, that says something about your mood?
Really?
So if you're writing and it starts to angle up, that means that you're feeling elevated.
I always write down.
Well, maybe you're stressed out from homework.
Probably.
And basically, if you start to slide down, you might be feeling a little bit down or stressed out. So there's a fun little fact. It's called graphicology, I think.
Okay.
It's a study of handwriting.
I love that.
You should look into it, especially as a journalist.
Yes.
I think you'll find that very interesting.
I've tried to change my handwriting. Like, I've actually tried to change it, and I can't. Because I don't like my handwriting. It's very, like, it'll go from really being neat, and then my brain just starts overworking, and I'm just writing, and I'm like, I can't even read my own handwriting at this point.
The pressure from the deadlines. Yeah. I'm sure once you graduate writing, once it's leisurely again, you'll probably
I'll be throwing like 4 or 5 novels out the window.
Oh yeah.
You know, because I've been starting on one, and I'm on like page 10 of it, and it hasn't gone anywhere since.
Oh man. So, it's the scholastic pressure.
It is yeah, it really is. Like, I haven't picked up a book in like 6 months.
Dang.
I love to read though. So like, that's the other thing that like really hurts. It's like, I want to read, but at the same time, I feel like I don't have the time for it.
You don't feel bad, because I can relate to that. Maybe like 2 years ago, during my like tattoo journey of opening the shop, I did not want to paint or anything like that, just because like work and its demands was just like so much, and the learning curve was so steep. I was like, I don't want to do this shit unless I have to. Yeah. But then after a while, you get, you find your rhythm.
And get back into it.
Yeah, and then you're like, this shit's fun again.
Yeah.
I don't hate it anymore.
Right. And I feel artists go through like that time period where they're trying really hard to create something, and it's because they're trying really hard that they can't produce it.
Yes.
Like, I feel if I don't really think about it and I just let it come naturally, it works better.
Definitely.
Rather than trying to just force something that isn't gonna happen.
Like a bowel movement.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, poop joke. But, you know, you can't force it, you just gotta let it happen.
Right.
If you try to force it's gonna be painful and you're gonna be there longer.
That's such a, like, the metaphor of that. It's like we're trying to be like, just take it with a no, and then that drops. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, like a poop.
That's great. That's great. I love that.
I know I'm ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was like, how much of myself am I really gonna show today?
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it. It's you know, because like I said, hopefully, you know, if I do have your permission to post it up to YouTube, and then if I
girl, I want you to show the world
gain a
people
follower,
like
and then
exist.
that helps you and I, you know, and I would love to do a collaboration again one day. If you ever wanted to do a podcast.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get a podcast channel up and going.
Okay.
I just need people to like guest on it.
Just send me an invite.
Absolutely.
I'd be happy to. I'm
it.
kind of a loner a little bit, so I have a lot of time to mull over my opinions and refine them. Yeah. So you're gonna get some good stuff from me.
I love it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No half-ass opinions here.
Hey,
processed.
I love opinions. I love different point of views. Inform me, educate on anything and everything. I'm always willing to learn stuff.
Let me know when you're ready.
Absolutely. All right. I think we're good. All right.